will exist, and they won't give it to us. And what I really wanted to do was to stop right there and go get some food. I wanted to say to my brothers, because I saw the hunger and the humiliation, we got to do something about this. But then I realized that I am doing something about this. That we cannot feed the hungry or house the homeless, no matter how much these day-to-day situations hurt us, until we have some power in this country. And the day the people of this country get the power, we ain't gonna have no hungry people. We ain't gonna have no food lines. We're not gonna have street sweepers putting our people in back rooms so that these white freaks can have their Democratic Party convention. We're gonna have some power. That's what we need. I want to express my love and appreciation to these brothers. They have really taken care of me. They've walked with me very proudly, and they're going to be walking with me for a long time because we got a major fight to fight. So my campaign ain't about shutting stuff down. It's about opening it up. We're going to open this country up. We're going to open up the political arena and the political system and the voting process and all these doors, and we the people are going to go through them. That's why for the last 16 months, I have been preparing this candidacy so when the Democrats turn the living, breathing leader, Jesse Jackson, into a monument, the millions of people who voted for him would have some place to go. That is very exciting and thrilling as a possibility that in 1988, brothers and sisters, we got someplace else to go. This does not mean that everyone who voted for Jesse Jackson wants another option now that he is no longer running. But it does mean that the millions of us who are dissatisfied with the Democratic Party candidate who is closer in political outlook to George Bush than to Jesse Jackson, that those of us who are angry at having a pseudo-liberal, anti-poor, anti-gay friend of big business rammed down our throats in the name of phony unity are not impotent. We have someplace else to go. Without such an option, we are reduced to symbolic protests, such as a write-in vote that's not powerful, that have no meaning, make no difference, and leave us powerless as before. This is, in fact, why millions of Americans don't vote, because until now, they have not had an option. In 1988, we do, and I'm it. I'm almost finished. In 1988, there is a bona fide, progressive, minor party candidate in America. In November, I will be the first woman and the first African-American ever to be on the ballot in all 50 states and the District of Columbia. More than 40,000 people from 48 states have contributed nearly $750,000 to this independent campaign that represents the progressive views of the majority of the American people. Now that's great. You know, I spend a lot of time these days talking to media. We used to have media press conferences without the media because they never showed up, so we used to always have them with the people. So it's kind of interesting these days to have it with the media and to watch how dense they can be. They ask you the same question over and over and over again. Well, this week, the Atlanta Journal and Constitution identified me as a kook because of my plan to poll enough votes in November to cost Michael Dukakis and the Democratic Party the presidential election. They think that's kooky. They say I'm a kook because my strategy would yield 4 years of George Bush. Oh my, what a horror. But what the Atlantic Journal and Constitution, and unfortunately some black leaders as well, fail to understand is that the African American people, my people, have lived for hundreds of years under tyranny and deprivation at the hands of a series of white male-moneyed presidents, the George Bushes and the Michael Dukakis of prior elections and prior eras, and none of them have meant us any good. These Democrats and Republicans alike have brought terror and poverty upon us. They're the reasons why there is a food line in the first place, why there are labor camps operating in this community and around the country. They brought poverty to us. There is nothing kooky about fashioning a coalition and a strategy which engages the undeniable reality of the oppression of our people. As a black developmental psychologist, and the media should write this down word for word, I can tell you that what is kooky is to give unending support to a political party, the Democrats, and endlessly accept a two-party political structure which gives us homelessness, militarism, drugs, and a collapsing health care system. Don't you think that's kooky? That's kind of kooky, right? Millions of Americans of many backgrounds, indeed 50% of the voters, reject that structure by not voting at all. Are they kooks also? Do you mean all the non-kooky people are the millionaires that are running that convention? Give me a break. So when we move independently of that two-party political structure is when we'll have some political power. Y'all want some power? I want some power. There ain't nothing kooky about fighting to have independent political power. There ain't nothing symbolic about it. I am not into symbolism. We can't afford to be into symbolism. That's my disagreement with Reverend Jackson's choice to stay focused on the Democratic Party, because the best you can achieve in that party is a symbolic victory. Folks are talking about the symbolic importance of Jesse's run because his run again made it possible to conceive. We ain't into conceiving. We need to yield some power. So, sisters and brothers, we have to ask ourselves this question, and we need to be ruthless. Will we allow ourselves to remain slaves to the Democratic and Republican parties, with a few of us allowed into the House, while the majority of us suffer in the fields? Or will we step out and lead our people, not just our own people, but all people, into a new vision and a new framework for this country? We cannot be content with being the conscience of the Democratic Party, because it will allow no conscience. It has no heart and it ain't got no soul. That party has only a commitment to profit and plunder and exploitation. We know about that. The African American people know about that. The Native American people of this country know about that. Lesbian and gay people know about that. The enslavement and the exploitation of the black man and woman is at the core of America's history and its so-called greatness. This is a fact that no one can deny. But the African American people are also at the core of something else as well. We are at the core, and we are the leadership of the movement of the multiracial majority of this country, and we must lead our people, all people, into a new progressive alliance and out of the Democratic Party. So this alliance that has them scared is what it will take to realize our agenda. If we give ourselves back over to the Democratic Party at this juncture, we forfeit any agenda. We forfeit our blackness, our Indianness, our gayness, our progressiveness. You see, when the media reported that Jesse had controlled and repressed his anger over Dukakis's handling of the Benson nomination, what they were really reporting is that Jesse had repressed his blackness. That's what you have to do if you're a Democrat. You got to repress your blackness. You can't be for a black agenda and be a Democrat. You can't stand up for our dear sister Tawana Brawley and be a Democrat. Because if you do that, Mario Cuomo, the pseudo-liberal, gets on the phone and calls you up and says, you better back down or we'll take your job away. You cannot be a Democrat and stand up for Minister Louis Farrakhan because the Democrats make you repudiate him. They make us repudiate our own people. But you see, the reason why they have all these rumors about the New Alliance Party and me, and they write all these nasty articles, is because I am not a Democrat. I am independent. I'm running for President of the United States as independent. I'm going to be on the ballot in all 50 states as an independent. So I can stand up for my sister Tawana Brawley and indict Mario Cuomo. He can't call me up and tell me what to do. He does not even know my phone number. And when the media and the Democrats and the Republicans called on me, as they still do today, to repudiate Minister Farrakhan, I said no. I will never, ever repudiate him, because to repudiate him is to repudiate my people, something I will never, ever do. And you can count on that. So as a leader in the African American community, I speak to other leaders in that community, and I say that our agenda must be to lead the American people, black, Indian, Chicano, Puerto Rican, Jewish, lesbian, and gay, poor and middle class, out of the Democratic and Republican Party. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, brothers and sisters. I grew up in the black community. You're thinking, Dr. Fulani, you're talking about each of us not repressing who we are. But you have to do that to work with all these people. We got to go over there in that corner first and get ourselves together before we can work in alliances. I've heard this. But you don't have to do that. I have not done it. You don't have to repress who you are as African American leaders to join in and lead other people in this country. I do not, I will not, and the folks in those communities say to me, city after city, day after day, we love you for that, Dr. Fulani. We understand that if you won't stand up for your own people, how could we ever expect you to stand up for us? They say you are teaching us what it means to be who we are, and we are grateful for that, sister. They said, go ahead, be as black as you need to be, and we will follow you. We need to take that lesson out. So y'all got this? You sure you got it? Yeah. People are going to be encouraging you and urging you. They're going to be fainting and falling out. You mean you're not going to vote against George Bush? They're going to be so worried because they're holding on to their jobs. But we have something much more important than a few token jobs. You need to join me in this. And this appeal to everybody here and all the people that we represent, because we represent the majority, they represent the minority. They just got all the money and all of the media time. So I need your vote. I need everybody's vote who is willing to give it in this country. I need your money. I'm coming back to that one. I need your support. I need the endorsement of every leader and every person here tonight. But I need something much bigger than any of that. I need for the people of my community to stand up with me and say that we, the African American people, will take our place as the progressive leadership of all people in the struggle for liberation, in the struggle for self-determination, and in the struggle in this country for peace. Now, I know this talk will not have the kind of outreach that the talks coming out of that convention over there will. It won't be broadcast in the same way. My 15-year-old daughter said, "Mommy, they never say what you say." She said, "But you know why? If they did, people would really follow you." So we're not looking for that. We're needing you to build this campaign and this movement through our hard work. We ain't seen nothing yet when it comes to the attack. So I need you. I need you. I need each and every one of you. I am not proud or too proud. I want you to come with me down this road. I want us to join together and make a statement of such significance to the people who run this country about the criticalness of our joining together and building a movement in this country that is our movement for our people, for all the people, for all time. Power to our people. I love you all.
Dr. Lenora B. Fulani, the only woman